Roberts out there with Whiteside, and it's Johnson in at the small forward. The drive by Paul. Here's Rivers. No good. And it's Miami the other way. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And that kind of loss sticks with you for a while because they probably felt they were the better team on that night. They just could not make the plays down the stretch.
Guys, you know, there are times when you would rather lose by double digits than to let a win get away from you when you thought you had it. And that sometimes is harder to deal with.
Paul kicks to Rivers. And it's Wade with the rebound.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Nick Roberts, the pass to Whiteside. The drive by Wade. 6 on the shot clock. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
For Miami, they have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. And the technical free throw is good. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but it just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Nick Roberts dishes to Johnson. Looking for Dragic, and he gets it there. Whiteside kicks to Dragic. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That's his first foul. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Golden State. And, of course, Miami tied up with them. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Paul outside. He kicks to Mbah-a-Moute. Lock at 6. That drops. Mbah-a-Moute's got his first points of the night.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop. A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Outside Dragic. Out to Wade. Pass to McRoberts. Knocked away. And stolen by Jordan. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Wade. The Clippers grab the miss.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity. Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Green, he's checked in for Mbah-a-Moute. Crawford comes in for Johnson. J.J. Redick's checked in for Rivers. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Chris Paul. Clippers with the ball. The Heat getting the bucket. Reddick with it. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. 3 on the clock. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
That's what I like. A nice, strong finish inside.
That's what he does. He's got that dunker mentality.
My goodness. Physicality personified right there. Able to just go up and finish over the biggest defender.
And Doc Rivers passed the 700-win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
Crawford, no luck. And here's Green outside. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Heat lead by 1. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Miami.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
On the floor for Miami, Josh McRoberts out there with Stoudemire. Then there's Gerald Green. Then there's Richardson. And it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. Crawford. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Green up on top. Pass to Reddick. Here's Crawford. They grab their own miss.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
And Green gets it to go.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
So, for the Clippers, Wesley Johnson's checked in for Crawford. Austin Rivers comes in for J.J. Redick. And Chris Paul subbed in for Pablo Prigioni. Dwayne Wade's checked in for Miami. It's deflected. It's stolen by Wade. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Here's the break. Here's Wade. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Well played right there. I mean, there's no question who has the momentum.
Greg, the lead appears to be heading north, if you will.
Now here's Rivers. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Wade passes to Winslow. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And it's an 11-point Heat lead.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Paul for 3. The shot is off.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And again, no good by the Clippers. Wade with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Johnson against Wade. And that one is hammered home.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. So Green will go to the line. That one is on Stoudemire. Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. DeAndre Jordan comes in for Cole Aldrich. And Mbamute comes in for Johnson. Then for the Heat, Whiteside's checked in for Josh McRoberts. Johnson comes in for Winslow. And it's Dragic in for Richardson. Fast break. Wade's got it.
Well, I tell you what, getting out in transition has really been a big part of this run they're on now.
And the best way to pile up points in a hurry, just run and get your buckets before the defense can get set.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Green. Redick comes in for Austin Rivers. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Chris Paul. And Miami also making a switch. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Stoudemire. 2 on the clock. Poked loose. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. 35 seconds left in the second quarter. Now here's Dragic. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Now here's Johnson. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Here's Dragic. Whiteside a screen. And he's going up for the alley-oop. There's Crawford with the three. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so that's the end of the first half. It's the Heat up by 15. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Attention, Staples Center.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something because he looks a little faster today than normal.
Yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
And, guys, as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance.
They've got Austin Rivers. Johnson out there with Luke Mbamute. Then it's Jordan. And it's Paul in at the one. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Joe Johnson on the wing. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night. Paul kicks to Jordan. Rob. And it's the Heat on the break. Knocked away. Wade against Paul. Wade drives in, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Amari Stoudemire. He's checked in for Whiteside.